crowds accompanied Jesus on his way, and he turned and spoke to them. If any man comes to me without hating his father, mother, wife, children, brothers, sisters, yes, and his own life too, he cannot be my disciple. Anyone who does not carry his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. And indeed, which of you here, intending to build a tower, will not first sit down and work out the cost to see if he had enough to complete it? Otherwise, if he laid the foundation and then found himself unable to finish the work, the onlookers would all start making fun of him and saying, "Here is a man who started to build and was unable to finish." Or again, what king marching to war against another king will not first sit down and consider whether with 10,000 men he could stand up to the other who advanced against him with 20,000? If not, then while the other king was still a long way off, he will send envoys to sue for peace. So in the same way, none of you can be my disciple unless he gives up all his possessions. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Jesus Christ.
Do you remember your first breakup? So Albert was not your first. He was your first, and he's also your first breakup. What were the circumstances involved in that first breakup? Did you make the decision because he or she is ugly? Or if he or she snores a lot? What were the circumstances involved in your breakup? But as we progress in age, we realize we break up from certain relations, not just because of physical deformities, but sometimes we realize that his or her values does not go in sync with the values that we uphold and believe in. So we make the breakup. This morning I was talking to a year 6 student, and I was asking her what she wants to do with her life. She told me she wants to become a medical doctor. I told her, do you know the demands of studying medicine? Do you know that you won't have time for loving relationships? Her response to me was, love is not her priority. Sometimes we don't enter into relationships because it's the least of our priorities, or better yet, it's not our priority. So we break relationships because values collide. We don't enter into relationships because it's the least of our priorities. And sometimes we don't only break relationships with individuals. We also break relationships with the company or the association that we are attached to. Sometimes the company that we're working for doesn't meet our personal goals, so we look into other companies or business institutions who might be able to meet our personal goals. So we break from them because they don't come in sync with our own goals in life. In today's gospel, Jesus reminds us that if we cannot hate our father, our mother, our brothers, our sisters, and even ourselves because we want to follow Jesus, we cannot be his disciples. The demand for discipleship goes beyond relationships. Sometimes we have to break relationships because we realize that there is something more that we want to prioritize.
Jesus even invited us to let go of our possessions if we want to focus on our God. Are you willing to let go of everything for your God? Do you know the prayer Suscipe? Ignatius of Loyola, in his spiritual exercises, invites those who are going through the retreat to pray the Suscipe. The Suscipe goes like this: take and receive, Lord, my liberty, my understanding, my entire will, my free will, my memory. Your love is enough for me. If I ask you to pray that prayer, will you pray that prayer? Take, Lord, and receive my understanding, my entire will, my memory, my all, my possessions, because your love is more than enough for me. Are you raising your Barbie doll because you'll make that prayer tonight? But seriously, will you be able to make that prayer tonight? No? No? Yeah. Because if God takes you seriously in your prayer, and He takes away your understanding, your free will, your memory, what happens to you? You're a vegetable. Can you imagine yourself being a vegetable? Can you imagine yourself being a broccoli? You can't do anything because God has taken everything. But Christ is inviting us to do such prayer. Why? Because even though everything will be taken away from us, God will be there for us. Because for us who follow Christ, Christ's grace and love is more than enough.